The Minority Market. Episode 49, Detaching Ego from Market Outcomes. One of the most dangerous enemies in the stock market is not volatility. It is not news. It is not even losses. It is ego. Ego silently destroys discipline, judgment, and long-term consistency. Until you learn to detach your identity from market outcomes, the market will continue to control your emotions. Most people enter the market with hidden expectations about themselves. They want to feel smart. They want to prove they are better than others. They want validation. When a trade wins, ego grows. When a trade loses, ego gets hurt. This emotional attachment creates instability. The minority understands something important. The market does not care about your intelligence. It does not reward confidence. It does not punish weakness. It only responds to probability, behavior, and risk management. When you bring ego into decision-making, you stop thinking clearly. Ego creates the need to be right. This is dangerous. When traders become emotionally attached to being correct, they hold losing positions too long. They refuse to accept mistakes. They average down blindly. They avoid cutting losses because admitting error feels painful. The minority removes this emotional attachment. They do not aim to be right. They aim to manage risk. They understand that being wrong is part of the process. They focus on execution quality, not emotional satisfaction. Another ego trap is overconfidence after winning streaks. When profits come easily, many traders start believing they have mastered the market. Position sizes increase. Rules get relaxed. Discipline weakens. This is often followed by large drawdowns. The minority remains humble during wins. They understand that luck exists. They understand favorable conditions come and go. They stay consistent even when results are good. They do not let success inflate ego. Let us talk about social comparison. Many people measure their performance by comparing with others. Friends' profits, online screenshots, social media claims. This creates emotional pressure. It pushes people to take unnecessary risks. The minority does not compete with others. They compete with their own process. Their goal is improvement, not validation. They understand that everyone has different capital, goals, and time horizons. Comparison destroys clarity. Another ego-related mistake is refusing to stay out of the market. Many traders feel the need to always be active. They believe sitting idle means missing opportunities. This is ego-driven behavior. It comes from the desire to feel involved. The minority understands that inactivity is also a position. Waiting is a strategy. Preservation is progress. They do not trade to feel important. They trade when conditions align with their rules. Detaching ego also means accepting uncertainty. The market is unpredictable. No one controls outcomes. When you accept this reality, emotional attachment decreases. You stop trying to dominate the market and start working with probabilities. Professional traders often say this quietly. I don't care if this trade wins or loses. I only care if I executed correctly. This mindset removes emotional pressure and improves long-term consistency. Another powerful concept is identity separation. You are not your profit. You are not your loss. Your value as a person is not linked to your portfolio balance. When identity becomes tied to market performance, emotional suffering increases. The minority separates self-worth from financial outcomes. They view trading and investing as business activities, not emotional validation tools. Losses feel lighter when ego is removed. Wins feel calmer when ego is controlled. Emotional balance increases. Let us talk about mistakes. Ego avoids admitting mistakes. It looks for excuses. It blames external factors. This slows learning. The minority welcomes mistakes as feedback. They analyze errors honestly. They improve systems instead of protecting pride. Journaling is a powerful tool here. Writing mistakes forces honesty. It exposes emotional patterns. Over time, ego becomes weaker and awareness becomes stronger. Another important habit is focusing on long-term consistency instead of short-term performance. Ego wants fast results. The minority wants durable results. They think in years, not days. Markets reward patience and discipline more than intelligence. Many intelligent people fail because ego prevents adaptation. Humble participants survive longer. Detaching ego also improves decision speed. When you are not emotionally attached, you can exit losing positions faster. You can accept small losses easily. You can avoid emotional hesitation. This mental freedom creates clarity. You stop fighting the market. You stop arguing with price. You start responding logically instead of emotionally. The market is a mirror. It reflects your emotional weaknesses. Ego shows up as overtrading, overconfidence, stubbornness, and impulsive behavior. When you remove ego, behavior improves automatically. Becoming part of the minority requires internal work. It requires emotional maturity. It requires self-awareness. You must train yourself to stay neutral during wins and losses. Celebrate discipline, not money. Measure success by consistency, not excitement. This is not easy. Ego is deeply rooted in human psychology. But every time you choose discipline over emotion, ego becomes weaker. And when ego weakens, clarity strengthens. When clarity strengthens, consistency follows. And when consistency follows, long-term success becomes possible. Because in the market, those who master themselves eventually outperform those who try to control price.